Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm going to do a couple of videos about some stuff that I would like to get to this year and the next maybe. I have, as I said, a huge TBR, and not that I think I'm going to be able to reduce it to, a whole lot, because I buy as much as I read a lot of the times, and I'm trying to hold back on that. But the point is, I have so many series that I would like to continue with that I started and I collected books for, and then some of them I just haven't got a chance to finish them, or now I have all the books and I want to binge read them, and or I want to binge up to where I'm at. And so there's a lot of books here. So I have a lot of series. I don't expect to get to all of these this year. It would be nice if I could, get a few of the series that are actually complete or becoming complete this year, done this year, but I'm not saying all this stuff is going to be done. But it would be kind of neat to see at the end of the year how many I did finish, because I was really happy that I got a series done just before the end of the new year, and to me that felt really good. So I have all these series I'd really like to continue. So I want to either finish or catch up, or at least make a dent in it, because some of them are huge series. So the first one I would like to complete is V.E. Shov's A Darker Shade of Magic series. I think that's what it is. This is book 2, A Gathering of Shadows. It's been on my TBR the last couple months. I keep trying to read it, but it's not that I've physically tried. I keep saying, oh, I'm gonna get to that, and I just keep pushing it aside, because I know that when I do get to it, it'll be a fast read. I just had so many things going on this last couple months, so with different themed months and stuff, and then of course December was just kind of a wash. So I would like to get to this. I do have book 2 and 3 of this trilogy, so I would like to complete that. Another series is the Women of the Otherworld series by Kelly Armstrong. I am in the middle of the audiobook for this, and I kind of stopped, I think, back sometime this fall, but I would like to get back to this. I read the first 3 books of this, and I think I own, what did I figure? I own like 7 or 8, and now I can't remember how far this one goes up to. I forgot to check, and it's got to go up to, it's either 10 or 12. I can't remember. If you know, let me know. But I'm behind. Anyway, the point is that I only read the first 3 books, and I don't really remember them because I read them close to when they came out. This is like the first edition of it that I saw of this series. Anyway, so I want to reread the first 3 books this year, and then be able to continue on next year, maybe with the rest of the series. I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, again, they're urban fantasies, so they're lots of fun. So I just want to finish the series because it's complete, and I started it many years ago, and I like the characters. I just want to know more about them. So another series that this one I just picked up this year, or this last year. Just One Damn Thing After Another by Jodi Taylor is the first book in the Chronicles of St Mary's, which are time-traveling historians. Anyway, I really loved this book, and I'm already planning to reread it this month too, so I could read the second book. I just I think the series has 8 books and then a short story collection. So I own the first 3 books, so I figure that's a good start. We'll see, how far I get when I get to them, but this is a series I want to continue and catch up on. Another one is my favorite mystery series. It's by Bill Kreider. It's the Sheriff Dan Rhodes mysteries. I think this is book 23 and 24 I have. And I'd like to catch up on these in the next few months. He is extremely ill right now, so I'm very sad because I don't think we're going to get any more books from him. And this is, again, one of my favorite, I would say it's a cozy mystery. There's a guy, and he's a sheriff in a small county. They're funny. The people, you go from book to book, and the town grows, the people that you know in it. The town is it's a small town. It never gets any bigger in the county that he works in. So it's just a fabulous series, and as I said, I have all the books that are out at this point. And again, I've read them all up to 21 or 22, I think I've read, and so I got 2 more to read. Another trilogy I'd like to finish is the 3-Body Problem series by, something Liu. I don't know how to say his first name. Xian? I don't know. But I read the first book and found it fascinating. I'm not saying I loved it, but I did buy the second and the third book. So I do want to get to finishing these. I know they're chunksters. It's going to take some time, but I would really like to finish that trilogy out because it's Chinese science fiction, and we don't have a lot of that, so it's pretty cool. And then I have 2 books from Gail Carriger that I would like to finish. I've never finished the Finishing School series by her. This is the 4th book, Manners and Mutiny. I don't know why. I binge read I read them as they came out, and then I read all 3 together waiting for this book to come out, the 3 before in this series, and I never finished it. So I need to finish this series because I don't know what actually happens. The 3rd, of course, ended on a cliffhanger, and I need to know what happens. And it's been a couple of years now, so I might have to reread the 3rd book to remember what's going on. And then I just never finished Imprudence, which is book 2 in the Custard Protocol. The 3rd book, Competence, is coming out in July, I believe, so I need to catch up on both these books because I feel like something's happened in here that I'm supposed to know for these books, and I kind of screwed that up. So I need to go back, and but I want to finish these 2 up, and then of course there'll be another book out, so then I'll have to catch up again. So I'm trying to catch up on that. For an epic fantasy that I'd like to get into is Robin Hobb. I've twice tried to read Royal Assassin, and twice I've bailed out. So I don't know what it is about Royal Assassin that is kind of making me not want to read it. So I don't know if you guys maybe suggest maybe I should get the audiobook. I don't know. As I said, I've done it twice. I've reread Assassin's Apprentice twice, and try to get in this because I just want to finish this trilogy. I really want to get to the Live Ship trilogy because I hear that's really good, and I'm trying to push through this. I don't think it's because I hate anything about it. I think it's just I'm worried about things that I see foreshadowed. I think that's my problem. So what do you guys think? Anyway, so again, I would like to get more into Robin Hobb. I mean, I know it's like a 16-book series, and I am stuck on book 2. But I'd like to make progress, at least get through Royal Assassin this year, and hopefully Assassin's Quest. Is that the other book? Yeah, Assassin's Quest. And at least if I could finish that, that would be nice. I would really like to get more into that series. Another series I would like to continue on in is the Destroyer Man series by Taylor Anderson. Now, I love these books. I wish I would stop reading them. Like, I read a couple and then I stop. So I've read the first 4, but I've read them a couple of times because I keep trying to go on. So I'm going to try to read, this is book number 5. And I think, what did I decide that, oh, I don't know if I wrote down how far they are. They're up to 11 now, so I'm a little behind. I'd like to get at least a couple of them done this year and then try to catch up. If not, I'll binge. I really think it's a binge-worthy series. It was the first 4 books at the time when I first read them. And then I just want to continue the series. Again, this is alternate universe. World War II Destroyer goes to kind of an alternate world that evolved very differently from our world. And so it has different people who are in charge, who are peoples, so they're not from apes, they're from other animals that have evolved. It's really it's really fun, and it's very interesting because again they're World War II guys that age, and I mean they're young men, you know what I mean, they're from the World War II era. It's just interesting. Give it a shot. Anyway, I didn't do that very well, sorry guys. Another series I would like to finish is The Demon Cycle by Peter V. Brett. I read the first book when it first came out, and I fell in love with The Warded Man, or The Painted Man, wherever you guys are at. But the point is that I love that book, and then this book started out, and I did not like where it started, and I think that was my problem. So I've never gone back to reread this, and so I'm going to try that. Now that all the 5 books are out, the series is done, so I'm going to attempt this again, because again, I loved the first book, and it was so interesting, and I was all for, is it Arland? I don't know, I can't think right now what his name is, but it was just fantastic. I really enjoyed it, and I got a little derailed with where this starts, this book, but I know there's got to be a reason for it, and I need to get past it. So anyway, I'm going to attempt to read that cycle, or that 5-book thing this year. Another series that I just want to add a few more, like I want these to be kind of my comfort, like those, not a comfort read, but like those little reads that are like, I'm not really concerned about when I get to finishing this series because it's freaking long, but it's more of I want something kind of fun and quick in between maybe some of my bigger, when I do some fantasy reads that are just huge and dense, like if I did the Demon Cycle and then I needed a break between one of the books, I could pick this up, which is the In Death series by J.D. Robb. Now, I've read up to 8. I think this is number 9. And I got kind of stalled out on this one just because I don't like some of the stuff that's going on in here. So I just need to push through and finish this. And then, as I said, have the next book ready. I have at least 20. I think I have up to 20 something of the, I had a whole used book thing. I had a lot of credit before I moved. So I bought a lot of J.D. Robb. So I have a lot of them up into the 20s. This series goes up to like, what did I say, 46? It was like something huge. Oh, of course I didn't print it out on this one. It's like up to like 40 something. And yeah, it's 40 something. I don't remember. And so I have plenty to read. But I would like to read a few of these this year just to continue on because they're just fun. And it's a book that my mom reads too, so it's kind of fun. Anyway. Another series that's like up into, this one's up into the 20s. I think it's 26 or so. And that's Lindsay Sand's Argonaut series. It's a vampire series, but it's just fun. These are funny vampire stories. As I said, I like them. And the family, every book kind of grows on the last, the books before. So, I mean, you could read them out of order, just wouldn't be as fun. So I've read up to, I think this is 11. And I need to continue on now. So I'm about halfway through the series. I still have quite a ways to go. But again, these are like light reads I hope to pick up in between other stuff. As I need to read, and I have all those, like almost all the books. So I do need to read what I own kind of thing. So, and then another couple series by an author that writes paranormal romance and some other stuff. So the first book is her paranormal romance for the Shifters Unbound, sorry. And I think, see, I wrote down my notes wrong. So I don't remember how far this series goes up. It's like, it's got to be 8 or 9 or whatever. But I've only read, I think I've read 7 of them. So I'm a little behind on this series. I think I have 2 or 3 that I haven't read. So I need to catch up. And I'd like to, because I do like this series. The only thing I think is because they switched locations in this book, the book I haven't read yet. And I kind of got derailed that way because it wasn't the characters I was used to. So I do need to read that though, and a couple of the other ones that come after. And then she also has a historical romance series, which is the Mackenzies and McBrides. And I just love that, but I got stuck on this book, Rules for a Proper Governess. I just haven't, it's not a premise I really care about. But the point is that the series itself is just fantastic. The first book, in this series, The Madness of Lord Ian Mackenzie is one of my favorite books of all time. So, but I need to get through this series, get more, there's more books I want to read, and they're just fun. And then, let's see, I have a couple of urban fantasies that, I have a lot of series of urban fantasies. You can't see from here, but I have a whole 2 shelves of like first books of urban fantasy books that I want to try. So I have a lot of series though that I already own a lot of books too, so I want to get through these. So one of them is Shauna Maguire's October Day series. I've read only the first book. I think I started the second book. I thought I did, but maybe I just looked at it one day and when I bought it and I never got back to it. So again, it's Faye's in San Francisco area. And then there's the Kate Daniel series by Ilona Andrews. I like this kind of an alternative. I think it's, I don't know if it's Atlanta. It's something like that. And I know that it has something to do with the magic turns on and off with something to do with the power, or, you know, with something fluctuates. I read this book when it first came out and I don't remember a whole lot about it, but I have most of the series and it is supposed to be completing this year. So I'd like to read that and, you know, catch up and finish. And then the other one is the Iron Druid Chronicles by Kevin Hearn. I read Hounded, just a little, I think I read it last year actually. And I really wanted to continue on right then, but I got distracted. And so it's got, I think it also has like 9, I think it's 9 books. I think the 9th book is coming out this year, so I could finish that series off too. And then, oh, here's one more urban fantasy, sorry, or 2 more actually. So I've talked about this before, Ben Ivanovich's Rivers of London series, the Peter Grant stories. I just love this series. This is book 4 of It's Broken Homes. There's 6 books out and I'm behind. So I need to I need to read these so I can read the graphic novels I own as well. But again, this is London with Magic. Awesome. And I just said there's only 6. And then another series I would like to get farther into is Simon R. Green's the Secret Histories novels. Now I think that there's 10 or so of these as well, maybe more now. I've lost track because I've read a lot of these other urban fantasies and I love Simon R. Green stuff, but for some reason the Secret Histories are daunting to me because they're his biggest books. Everything else he writes is pretty small and quick and they're fun rides, and this was good. I don't know why I didn't continue. So I want to reread this one this year and hopefully get farther into the series because I have them all, because I buy them because it's Simon R. Green and I want read more of his stuff. And then the last one I'm going to mention is Ken Scholes' the Psalms of Isaac, the Psalms of Isaac series. His 5th book just came out, and I have read the 1st and 2nd book. I think I've read the 1st book a couple times, and while I was waiting for the series to end. So now all 5 books are out. So it's another binge-worthy series. I can read them all, and I'm it's kind of a apocalyptic, I can never say that word first time off, fantasy in a world where there were metal men and there's this huge explosion in the beginning that's, like, what's happened? Why is that happening? And there's a lot of political stuff and war stuff that are, and there's magic, and it's really good. You should read it. Anyway, I just need to read more of all of these series. So these are all the series that I would like to finish. Not saying this year, but I want to catch up on, or, at least read a couple of them, at least try to get myself reading the books that I own. And again, all these series, like you can say, I like all of them. I want to complete them. I want to go on. And there's a couple of them I had some struggles with, but I still want to read them. So anyway, that is all those. Are there any of these series I should focus on? Which ones have you liked? Are any of these that you guys want to pick up next? So let me know. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.